With NVIDIA's 980 costing a grand total of $500, AMD believes they have the answer with the 390X, which they're retailing for $420. But is it worth it? Let's find out. MSI's 390X looks great. It's still using the Tor system from beforehand, so the fans operate independently and they won't turn on unless you reach 60 degrees Celsius. From the top, you'll see we'll need an 8-pin and a 6-pin connector, and the MSI logo on the bottom left is customizable, colors and all. Let's go ahead and talk about the video ports in the back. You have 2 DVI slots, 1 HDMI slot, and 1 display port. As you turn the card to the back, you'll see it has a lovely backplate by MSI. Now I must warn you, this card is gigantic. I'm just kidding, guys. This card's only about 11 inches long, so it's nothing out of the ordinary for this day and age. I mean, look, this is my mid-tower right here, and it fits perfectly. I have no problems with it, and the backplate does a good job of keeping it from flexing. So this is my computer configuration. I just thought I'd put this up there to show you guys what exactly I'll be working with when it comes to this card. Pause the video now if you want to read the specs. That's right, guys, it is benchmark time. Alright, so the first, well, not the first game, but the first benchmark test is going to be Unigine Valley. I ran the complete test, as you guys can see, and the end score was actually really good. The presets were, of course, ultra, so did the best that I could there. The end result was 61.2 FPS per second. It's excellent. The next benchmark game is going to be Max Payne 3, 70 FPS, and that's maxed out everything. Of course, great game, love it. Next game up, Far Cry 4, which of course uses AMD technology, and boom, 67 FPS, ultra everything. So I mean, the 390X is doing pretty darn well. Next up, of course, is GTA 5, the greatest Grand Theft Auto to date, and I had a little bit of problems with this one running it on ultra everything, but I mean, it did a pretty good job. 48.2 FPS, which is really good. It's solid. It's not 60, but it's solid stuff. Alright guys, so now it's time for the conclusion for the 390X, and there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons for this card. Okay, I'm going to start it off with that right there. One of the pros for the 390X is it will have DirectX 12 support, which is supposed to be huge. How big is it going to be though? Nobody really has an idea yet. Nobody has seen it in use. There have been there's been lots of speculation saying it's going to more than double for AMD, the average FPS. So it could be anywhere from a 20 to a 50% increase. I'm thinking more along the lines of 25, maybe 30%. Okay, but take that with a grain of salt. I'm just speculating here. A con for it, the price, $429. It's a lot of money for a refresh. I can't say rebrand because they did change a few things. They changed the total draw. You know, when you're playing games, they decreased that by like 7%, something like that. It does have, another pro, which is 8 gigs of RAM. Okay, 8 gigs DDR5 RAM, which is great, but we don't really see many games using over 4 right now, especially for 1080p, 2K, maybe a little bit more when you flirt with 4K. I know GTA 5 will use over 4 gigs and laugh about it, but that's only at 4K resolution. And this isn't the card you'd go with if you plan on dabbling with 4K. Maybe if you plan on dabbling with 2K a little bit, 2K, I'm pretty sure it'd be fine. But as a 4K card, it's here's a con. It's the same thing as the 290X, except with more RAM. And personally, I can't justify that. I'd rather just go out and pick up the 290X. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good card, but if you already have the 290X, why? There's no reason to jump to it. And the 290X is well over what? It's well over 3 years old now. I mean, holy crap! But I mean, if you have the R7 260 or the 280 or even a 750 Ti from NVIDIA, and you want to go Team Red, the 390X would be a good upgrade if you can find it on sale. That's my personal opinion. The 390 is the best card per dollar, in my opinion at least. A lot of people say the 970 is, but I'm Team Red. Woo! But the 390X, I don't know. I mean, it's a good card, like I said beforehand, but I feel like for what you're paying for it, you'd be better off getting the 980 in this instance. Okay? That's all I got to say for this review. Pathological Gamer signing out. Take it easy, guys.